Hello, I'm back. And it's been a long time, but I know what you're going to say. Where was this dude? He promised us all of this content. Well, a family member of mine got very sick in the beginning of September and died. So I had to bury them, and it was very sudden. And so basically, my joie de vivre, my impetus to make videos, I just didn't have the energy or the will to do it. If you wanted to hear my dulcet voice, my dulcet tones, I was in a number of podcasts, but nothing that I was making of my own content. And, that was just personal issues. What got me through this, actually, was the Gamers at Large Network, going on those podcasts, talking with people about something that wasn't as serious as death and funerals and burying people, and the game that I'm here to talk about today, Super Smash Bros. 3DS. Now, this is going to be a two-parter, because really, when you talk about this game, you have to talk about it in terms of, its counterpart that's going to be coming out in a month and some days, a month and a week, 5 weeks, in November. This game is the shit. The 3DS version is awesome, and here's the thing. In spite of all the stuff that this game offers on the 3DS, I know that the Wii U version is going to be even more mind-busting. This is going to be some awesome stuff. Basically, this is Smash Brothers that's been designed around the concept of handheld play. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everything's there. Instead of an adventure mode, you have classic mode, which is basically kind of like, it's a revamped classic mode. It's not like it was before, where you fought your way through 8, 9, 10 fighters, then Master Hand. It's a little bit more compact and streamlined, but it's all there. Target mode, Smash Run, which is kind of like a bite-sized subspace emissary for all intents and purposes. It's very, it's like a 5-minute subspace emissary. Me personally, unlike a lot of people who played Brawl, who hated subspace emissary, I enjoyed it. And this is coming from someone who loves platformers. Like, the platforming in subspace emissary wasn't up there, but in terms of just base gameplay, I enjoyed playing through different levels, playing through the jungle, hearing the Sticker Brush Symphony remix, hearing the Dark World remix. I enjoyed the cutscenes. I enjoyed opening new characters, finding secrets, finding new ways through levels, I enjoyed that. So, that's just me. So, now that we've gotten that out the way, let's get down to what I think about the 3DS version of this title. Well, I already went over my overall opinions, but graphically, it looks great. Even though it's on the 3DS, this game pushes the 3DS to its technological limits. It pushes this thing to the breaking point. When I'm playing this game on my 3DS, I can envision within the 3DS, like, these little tiny people, Star Trek style, we need more power! I'm giving it all I've got, Captain! If I push an auto, she's gonna blow! That type of thing. And that's awesome. That is awesome that they did that. But no matter how great graphically the handheld version is, I know that the Wii U version is going to be even more, because despite all the bullshit that you hear from a lot of media sites about the Wii U, that it's weak compared to blah blah blah, Xbox One, PS4 and all that shit, the Wii U is the most powerful Nintendo console to date. So, they're going to be able to do some shit with that on the Wii U version of this game. It's going to be mind-blowing. So, mind blown. Okay, which is gonna be awesome. And I'm looking forward to it. I can almost taste it. It's just The music is pretty good. You don't have as many tracks because it's the 3DS and it just doesn't have the energy for it, but I mean the space for it. But what's there is really good. A lot of the customization that was in Brawl, where you could like customize the stage songs and the menu songs, like what you wanted to hear. You don't have that in this version, which kind of sucks, because I really like that about Brawl, just how you could customize all that stuff. They've changed the customization from the aesthetics to the actual characters. You can customize the move sets of different characters, give them new properties and stuff like that. Now, in competitive play, you can only do this with friends, but you can't do it in the other online modes. But hey, you know, nothing's perfect. So, let's see. We did graphics, we did music, gameplay. The game is buttery smooth. Some of the forms need to be changed a little bit because they're a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Some of the gameplay is a little imbalanced. Like, the multi-man melee is actually kind of easy. Like, all of them I found to be kind of easy. The all-star mode is kind of easy. Even on, like, the harder difficulties, it's a little too easy for me. It could be because, you know, the character I use, but it just feels a little easy to me. Let's see, what else? The new stadium-style events, like the Target Blast, which takes the place of the target, of hit the targets, break the targets in past games, which I like break the targets because it was a good training point to how to learn how to utilize that character's movements in order to traverse the environment. You know, everything had a purpose, which was a very interesting thing. But overall, I would give this game, I don't give numerical scores, as you know, in my reviews. So I would give Smash Brothers, I would say that it's a definite buy. It's a definite buy. It's a definite buy if you are a Smash Brothers fan. If you want to get your feet wet in the genre, like you didn't get Brawl, you didn't get Melee, you maybe played the N64 version, then get it. If you want to get your feet wet, want to get into it, because I guarantee no matter how good you are with this game on 3DS, once it comes out to the Wii U, oh god, those skills transferred over are going to be shit. So I would say this game is a definite buy, is a buy to a must buy. So pretty good. So without further ado, we'll move on into the second part of this video, where I will be doing a quick little rant, and you'll be watching me play one of my favorite games of all time. After the cut. Okay, this is Super Mario World for the SNES. I'm playing it on my Wii U because trying to capture stuff directly from the SNES is a long and involved process, and I don't like modding. I don't like modding like 16-bit consoles. 32-bit, I'm fine with. I modded my PlayStation, my Dreamcast, no problem. But the 16-bit consoles, I'm a little less happy about. Now, you can just watch me play this, because I'm here to rant a little bit about Ubisoft. Ubisoft, and third parties in general, but mostly Ubisoft. Ubisoft is one of the most foul companies I've ever seen before in my life. Just continuous bullshit. You know, and it's been pretty bad. All of September, we've been hearing bullshit coming from them. And, you know, I'll leave links. Well, I'm not going to leave links in the description field. If you're in the gaming community, I'll just give a brief synopsis. We've got continuously them just, you know, dicking around, aggravating people, bullshitting with people, putting Watch Dogs out at, like, the worst possible time, putting out, saying they're not going to support the Wii U anymore. The shit they're pulling with Assassin's Creed on the PS4 and the Xbox One. I mean, you know, how long are people going to accept this? How long are people going to say, oh yeah, this is perfectly, we're fine getting treated like second-class citizens? And that's wrong. And the thing is that gamers need to stop buying their fucking games. And then they'll stop doing it. Hopefully. So, what else is there to say? Clearly, they've been screwing over everybody, and this leads to a bigger problem. Which is third parties in general screwing over everyone. You know, for the longest time, as long as it was just Nintendo getting screwed over, people were like, oh, well, we'll accept it, because Nintendo, you know, fuck them. But here's the thing. Much like during the Civil Rights Movement, just because someone's treating one minority group badly, that shit bleeds over. So you're seeing it now with all of their games across all platforms. EA, Activision, Ubisoft, doesn't matter. The big third parties aren't shit. And as long as you accept it, it's never going to end. It's never going to end. So, my general idea is this. You guys have to stop accepting this mediocrity. You have to stop accepting games that are only, you know, partially what they are. Stop buying games that literally are between 1 and 2%, between, you know, 6 or 7% of what they used to be. Well, no, stop buying games that during 2 gens ago had more content on disc than they have now, because they take out content to be sold later to you as DLC or add-on content or whatever the fuck they want to call it. Or they're like, this game is 70% complete, so we'll work on the rest of it later on. Or, you know, I mean, that's some bullshit. I'm sorry. And you know, I know what some people are gonna say. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just a Nintendo fanboy. Look, while it is true that I have an NES, SNES, N64, like 2 GameCubes, a Wii, and a Wii U, I also have a Master System, a Sega Genesis, a Sega CD, a Dreamcast, because I couldn't be bothered after that point with anything else they had, a PS1, a PS2, a PS3, and those are just my mainstream consoles. I've got a friggin' PC Engine, aka the PC Engine Duo. I've got, you know, a decent amount of consoles that aren't as mainstream. I've got a Sharp MXX, Sharp 3800, I have an MSX. I mean, I have these consoles, and, you know, with that being said, I don't, you know, while I don't want to see any console fail, I also don't want to see consumers get screwed over, because here's the thing, when I see one consumer group getting screwed over, they're screwing over all of us. You know, like, if you see women not getting paid for full work, that means they're screwing over everyone. Because those women go home and bring money into a household, just like their husbands do. Or if they're not, by themselves, whatever. You know, fairness and equality aren't based just on one group of people. And, you know, this is a consumer rights issue. You know, these are consumers getting screwed over because, you know, third-party developers, and that's mainly who this is, third-party developers don't want to spend the money to do what they want to do. And here's the thing. I own a business. I understand that, generally speaking, like, the way it's supposed to work in business is, like, as costs, like, you take your money, you reinvest it in your business. The problem is that these people aren't reinvesting the money into their businesses, right? Like, I'm not seeing games get better. Yeah, graphically they look better, but I mean, the games, like, in terms of gameplay, are not getting better. In some cases, less content is being added. The game looks better, but it's got less stuff to do in it. And that's a problem to me. So, people need to learn how to play these games well. People need to learn how to develop games well. I'm not saying everyone should emulate Nintendo, but, I mean, Nintendo doesn't need to sell, like, 20 million copies in order to make a profit. Why is it that you motherfuckers need to sell 20 million copies in order to make a profit? Like, perfect example, Square Enix. Square Enix released, what was that damn game? The Tomb Raider reboot. That game sold 6 million units. In any other world, that would be a successful game. But they lost money on that game. It took them re-releasing that game on, like, re-releasing that game and doing some other, like, again, in order to make a profit on it. That's some bullshit. A game that sells 6 million units by any other metric is called a success, unless you don't know how to budget for a game. And that's what we're seeing with a lot of these developers now, is that they cannot budget for games. They have no idea how to do it. They make a game and it's just garbage. And they brag about it. They're like, oh, this game is total and complete shit. We're happy with it. I mean, we shouldn't have to take that. Not lying down, we shouldn't. This is the end of this rant. Just stop accepting mediocrity and being thankful for the mediocrity. Just stop. So, enjoy the rest of this Let's Play. Stay tuned. Tomorrow I'll be dropping a review. I started in September with Stephen King in September. I'll keep up the theme, except move it to October, which is actually more fortuitous. So I'll be doing a review of Creepshow. We're moving from Carrie to Creepshow. So stay tuned for that. It'll be dropping tomorrow. You guys will love it. It's a creepy film. It's an anthology. But that's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, look forward to that.